somebody washing hands, we don't see black people washing hands. We don't see black people giving us videos of how to wear talit, tefillin. All the time it's only the white people. So if some of your students can really come together and produce short videos, even small short songs. All those things will be very okay. We load them in our YouTube for beginners to learn so that they will feel at home when they see their own people of their own color, people of their own continent doing the suggestion. Shalom, Baba. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Okuma, because that was my idea. Because I said that we have to invest. It's nothing to do that. Time to sometimes take fruits that we know that are huge to be found in Africa, to take them and to say and to show how we do it. We are doing the videos, and also for the Talit. So I will do everything. I will use the student also here to record them and to make it on YouTube and to make it like a practice. People can maybe go and see and learn from that. I agree with you 100%. And I come across that yesterday when I was saying the brachot. In my mind, it was I have to redo the video with the fruit in my hands and to show the people maybe how to hold it. You know, sometimes when you see it's easier to remember than when people tell you. If I say it's in the right hands, but you see that I put it in the right hands, I hold it, I will eat it. This is Judaism. This is the real Judaism. So we will make that videos as soon as possible and regular on every kind of aspect, even somebody lighting the candles of Shabbat, of Hanukkah. We are going next to to Bishvat. Purim is coming, so we're gonna make all these some videos, one videos, and also I can tell you we are working now on we are working on because all the representative, the president representative, the executive president of Botswana, we will have our specific group. What's happened now? We are doing a website, EliezerProgram.com. What website? It's a platform for all the Eliezer program and all the offices all over Africa, with any kind of support data that all the office can have will be download inside if they want to download their course. Also, all the people that you decided, you will be able to give to them code, password to connect and to have the benefits of all the video you want them to find. Because, for example, myself, I don't put all the video access to public. So what we're gonna do, it will be with passcode, your password, you enter in the website, you have your profile, and you can go now see all the videos. So this website will be a platform with all the offices all over Africa, and all the data that we have from Cameroon, from Nigeria, in English, in French, depend on topics. Everything will be in order, and also each representative, like Rabbi Okuma, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Din to come, and Rabbi El Natan to come, and Namibia, all this, will have profile, specific email and number where they can be contact based on the or Botswana Kadisha or EliezerProgram.com, the emails. Like this, people can start to communicate, and you have a profile where things can be seen, found easily. So it's almost finished. We started before a few weeks. So I will let you know all that, Bezrat Hashem. So we are building, and I think the dynamic is also giving ideas, and we're gonna move forward. But don't forget, our main ideas is to get you here. So according to what I understand now, we have 2 weeks. most of the people said that Benyamin Netanyahu, his objective is to bring life to normal in Israel in March. So it means in March, according to the, even if I myself will not take vaccines, but according to them, their opinion, in March, life will be back to normal. It means that, oh, no problem to travel, no problem to receive people, no problem to deliver visas and so on. So Bezrat Hashem, I hope we're working for in March, at least making a trip for you to here. So if this can happen and the Corona gives us time, Baruch Hashem. If it's not happening, we are also working on the same situation on June, the beginning July. We to come for a tower in different countries in Africa. And I don't know how long we're gonna stay in each places, but the purpose is to be there and to meet people, to show you, to bring things and so on. So we are working on the two aspects. If we go to one, we can make both of them. You coming after Mars, spending, we're gonna see, because you will have a possibility maybe to spend more than 3 months. So if it's the case, maybe our African tower will be done after, to be sure to meet people like we trust in, like you there. So all this, it's now calendar. You have to see how things gonna happen. It was the bracket, administrative bracket. And also, just to let you know, we have, today we had one candidate to the conversion who was following the course in Eliezer program from France, who just passed today the exam, and he succeeds pretty well. He was following the program, but in a French group. We sent to the Bet Din in France a letter from Botsina Kadisha regarding the number of hours he studied with us. They gave to him straight the exam. So we are building, and I hope to give you that kind of news every time regarding people getting their identity according to this Olam Hazeh, the human beings' laws. Let's start now. So we stopped last time talking about the situation, what you have to think when you go out from your place. We say, be careful, you have to kiss the mezuzah, because when you are walking in the street, you have to keep in mind that the street is not a secure place, because in that place called public space, and public space in Hebrew, we call that Reshut Arabim. We saw that being in a public space is not secure. So if it's not secure, you have to find a way to protect yourself. So we said, when you go out from your house, you have to kiss the mezuzah. And after you go straight to the Bet Knesset. This is the road. You go straight to the Bet Knesset. And what's happened here? Here you kiss the mezuzah, and this will protect you all your way. When you arrive here, you stand a little bit in front of the entrance of the Bet Knesset or the entrance of the Bet Midrash, and you just think that I'm going now to a holy place with fear and with reverence. So basically you connect yourself to the three fathers, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. And after you enter in that place and you stand inside, and basically you try to have a very, very decent behavior, because all this is the place of God, the house of God, the house of prayer, and our behavior should be good. So this is where we stopped last time. So now let's continue to the Lahot. I think you have the picture. I think you have the picture, and it's Halacha number 1. me see. Oh, we did many. We did 5, which is basically not to pray by being sad. I think we finished. We used the cover note. We did Odu. So we finished Miketz. So we are in Parashat VaYiGash in the introduction. And I'm not mistaken. Let me know if it's like this or not. Okay,
Sorry, Rabbi, I missed out on.
You missed what?
Yes, sorry, Rabbi, I missed out on the what one should do when one enters the Beit Knesset. Here, what we do, we just extend your hand and then kiss your hand after touching the door. So there, I saw you talking about almost saying like a prayer mentioning Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. So I just missed out that part.
Okay. So I will go back on that point, and I think after we will be in the introduction of Parashat VaYiGash, right? We didn't start it yet. Let me just be sure. No, we didn't start it. We're going to start VaYiGash.
We did not start it, Rabbi.
Okay.
Yes. Rabbi, I also have a question with regards to what one will do upon entering the Knesset.
Okay, I will answer to you now. First of all, I'm just sending to you the introduction of what we're gonna study now. So we start from the bottom page. So basically, about how you make your behavior. First of all, what we saw last time, this is maybe the most important point. I have to go back again. We said that on the mezuzah, you do have in the back of your mezuzah the name Shaddai written. And we saw last time that it's very good to put your mezuzah in a box from where you can read the name Shaddai. Here's the name Shaddai. So if I have a box like this, I can read from inside the name Shaddai, you see? So your mezuzah have to be like this. Shalom Rabbi Eliyahu.
Shalom, Harav. Shalom, Harav.
Shalom, shalom. So your mezuzah have to be like this. First things we do, before you go out, you put your hand in the mezuzah and you kiss the mezuzah. You kiss your hand or you kiss the mezuzah. What you have to think that mezuzah is mother. We have two kind of mother. The first hay and the second hay in Yud Kei Vav Kei. So mezuzah is in that aspect of Ima, Ima. Ima, it's 46 in Gematria. So we know that 46, this is that name. And I just take the phonetics letters that I had. And this give 46. And after I have to think about the name Shaddai that I see on the mezuzah. This is the shield. This is the shield that's going to protect me all my way. So what is the shield? This letter, Vav, Dalet, Yud, Yud, Vav, Yud, plus Shaddai. This is what I have to think when I kiss my mezuzah. I think we protected all my way when I'm walking. After when I arrived here, we saw in the picture I sent to you, I can give you the references. That picture, it's here. You remember that picture, this one? You have it in the group. I sent it, it was around 6:49. You can see it, it's just before the picture of mezuzah. At the bottom of that picture, you have 3 verses that you say before entering in the Bet Knesset or in the Bet Midrash, the place of study. So when you read that, you have 3 verses. 1 second. Now, Rabbi Israel, that verse are said before you put your feet inside of the Bet Knesset, before you enter. It's not connected to the order of the prayer. It's just before you enter. It's before you enter. That verse is before you enter, not before Matovu. You say you arrive in front of the door. Before entering, okay, you say the 3 verse. What are the 3 verses, Rabbi Alfred? The first verse that you said, it's written on the very bottom of the page, Va'ani berov chazdecha, avo betecha. It means, and me, because of your pity and your goodness, I come to your house. This is to connect yourself to Abraham. And after you say, I will bow down in front of your Echal. This is the place where we put the Sefer Torah. And I will do it with fear. This is connected to Yitzchak. So you connect yourself to Yitzchak. And after you say, it's when Yaakov just pay attention that that place where he was standing was a place where the angel were using to go up and down. So they say this place is threatening. So this is 3 verses that we said before entering. That's the way to connect ourselves to the 3 fathers before entering in the Beit Knesset and entering in entering in the Bet Midrash, the place of study. Is it good, Rabbi Alfred? Do you get me now?
The network was not good, but if I have understood you correctly, it's just basically Matovu. What?
It's not connected to Matovu.
Okay.
It's Matovu. It's another tradition. I'm giving you the tradition of the Mekubalim and of the Rabbi Shimon and Reakadosh and Ben Ishchai. Our tradition is not to say Matovu, is to say the 3 pasuk, which are Chazdecha, Biratecha, Manorah, which are connected to the 3 fathers. So it's not connected to Matovu, it's just connected to you being in front of the entrance of your Bet Knesset, what you say before entering. And kissing the mezuzah, of course.
Okay. Okay.
After you say your Matovu like you want, when you want. But what we have now is entering in that place couldn't be done before saying the 3 pasuk, the 3 verse.
Okay.
So I've sent to you the introduction. So now we're going to study all the halachot of Psuke de Zimra. What is Psuke de Zimra? If I translate Psuke de Zimra, it means the verse of worship. So now we know that the verse of worship, we start there when you say Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, and you finish them when you say Ishtabah. So before you start Kriyat Shema. We want to know, what does this mean? Why do we need to introduce that aspect in our Avodat Hashem, and why and at which point this aspect is so important for us? Because some people arrive in the Beit Knesset, what they do, Shema Yisrael, Shema, they do Tamida, they go away. So is this the way to pray? If we pay attention that the last time we saw that prayer is a whole building that we build from the Akedat Yitzchak till the end. Is it the very good way to do that? No. So now, last time we finished about the Korbanot. We saw how is it important and on what it's built. Now let's see what is the purpose of that verse that we said before to start to pray Kriyat Shema. So I'm in the first picture, starting from VaYomer. So let's see, 1 second just. ויאמר אלוהים לישראל במערות הלילה, ויאמר יעקב יעקב, ויאמר הנני. So what that place, it said, it's VaYiGash. When Yaakov was basically going down to Mitzrayim, Yehuda came, tell him, you know what, Father, we found Yosef. We found Yosef and he's alive. And you have to go down. Yaakov said, okay, I'm okay, let's go. But first, I want to stop in Beersheba and to make a sacrifice for God. And he wanted basically to ask for the protection of God. 1 second, because the internet is not good. Second. So he said like this. He said, I think it's going to be better now, the network. He said, God, I want to go to Mitzrayim now. I will meet my son. We find him back. But I want to be sure that you will be with me. Keep in mind, we want to understand what is the secret of all that psalms, Tehillim, that we said before Kriyat Shema. And God answered to Yaakov's prayer and appeared to him in the middle of the night. And he called him, Yaakov, Yaakov. And Yaakov said, Hineni, here I am. So let's start to understand this. He said, יש להקשות, מאחר שהזכירו בשם ישראל, למה לא קראו אתה בשם ישראל, אלא קראו בשם יעקב? Sorry. Rabbeinu Ben Ishchai is asking, I don't understand. God, you sent to him the angel of Esav. He fight him. And the angel of Esav bring him damage. Okay. And at the end, he said, now you will not be called Yaakov again. You will be called Israel. So now, his name is Israel. So why do you call him now Yaakov? Strange. First question to Ben Ishchai, why God called Yaakov and not call him according to his new name, Israel? Let's take an example, simple example. Before my conversion, my first name was Mara. Okay, I succeed, I convert. And now, let's say I work hard, I change myself, I have good midot, I bring to myself to a very high level of Kedusha, and God appears to me. And instead of calling me Pinchas Eliyahu, he calls me Mara. Is it strange or not? What do you think?
Rabbi, it's strange. It's strange.
Very strange. So same thing like Rabbi Israel. God is asking why. Not God. Ben Ishchai is asking why. And say, Israel. So why don't you call him Israel? Ela Karau Yaakov, when you call him Yaakov. And also, second question is asking Ben Ishchai, why he double the name? Call him one time. Yaakov he don't have problem for hearing. Why you call him Yaakov, Yaakov? Why you call him 2 times? And he said, we will start to answer. And in that answer, we'll understand what is the secret of that worship we do before Kriyat Shema and Amida. And he said, נראה לי בסייעתא דשמיא במפורש, וכתוב שהיה דברים עלו אלוהו במערות הלילה, ידוע שהלילה הוא בבחינת שם בל. I start straight. He said, you have to know, look at the text, and it's written that God appears to Yaakov in the night. It was night. And he said, we know that for us night, if we have to connect it to one aspect of the name of God, it will be in a name called Ban. What is Ban? It is when I write the name of God like this, Yud Ke, Ke, Vav Vav, Ke. This is what we call Milui. Milui is that I write the phonetics of the letters. This one is the phonetics of Yod. This one is the phonetic of He. This one is the phonetic of Vav. This one is the phonetic of E. So we know that which aspect of God's names is connected to the night, it's this name. Why this name is called Ban? It's simple. Because if I start to count now, I know that Yud it's 10. 6 it's Vav. Dalet it's 4. So I have 20 here. Here it's 5. And over here it's 5. So I have 10 here. Vav is 6. And another 6, I have 12 here. Here it's 10. Here it's 10, like here. So what do I have? I have 22 plus 30. This is 52. So 52 In the logical should be written Nun, it's 50, Bet, it's 2. But we change the place. We call this name Ban. So when you study with people who knows about Sod, he don't want to spell out all that letters. He just tell you, I use the name Ban. You have to know that Ban means this name, Yud Vav Dalet, He He, Vav Vav, He He. That's why Ben Ish Chai say here, we know that the aspect of night is connected to Ban. But how is it possible? Let's explain a little bit. Why this name is connected to night? Because it's like this. We have 4 letters for the name of God. We have Yod, we have K, we have Vav, and we have K. So what's happened? That name here is the highest. Which one? It's like this. Yud, Vav, Dalet, He, Yud, Vav, Yud, Vav, He, Yud. This name is called Ab. Why Ab? Because the value is 72. This is the highest. Connected to the Yud. In that place, it's another name. It's Yud, Vav, Dalet, He, Yud, Vav, Aleph, Vav, He, Yud. This name is called Sag. Why Sag? Because the value is 63. After, we have the name called Yud, Vav, Dalet, He, Aleph, Vav, Aleph, Vav, He, Aleph. This name is called Ma. Why? Because the value is 45. And in that place, this is that name. So you see that Yud K, Vav Vav, K K. So we know that this place of Vav, sometimes we call it sky, Shamayim. Sometimes we call it day, Yom. So in the opposite, because they are too high, the He and the Yud, they are too high. We are not concerning by our words. But the He here, if it's not Shamayim, it will be Aretz, earth. And if it's not day, it will be night. So that's why Ben Ish Chai tell you in few sentences that when God appeared to Yaakov in the night, you see, what was the spirituality handling that moment? That spirituality. Why? Because we know that this name is connected to the last He, which is the earth, which is the night. You get me, Tzadikim, Rabbanim? I don't want to go too fast. You get me?
Shalom, hello.
Shalom, shalom.
Yeah, my network went off, so I couldn't get you clearly. I was put off, so I had to log in again. So I didn't get it clearly, Rav.
So I will send the picture. Basically, I explained why the Ben Ish Chai said in the sentence on the left side of the first picture, he said that the night is connected to the name Ban. To explain that, I explained from where we get the name Ban. And after, I explained that the name Ban is also called night, which was my concern here. This is very important to understand the language before to go deeper. But with the video and the picture I'm sending now, it will be maybe better in the video. Let me send the picture. After he said, so we understand that where was the moment when God appears to Yaakov? It was in the night. So it was in the night, it means that you have to be careful what is the spirituality around the night. What is the spirituality? Ban. After he said, Ve'u sod bat sheva. And he said, this ban, it's also not only called land, not only called night, not only connected to the sphera of Malchut, but also it's called Bat Sheva. What is Bat Sheva? It means that the daughter number 7. Why? Because all these 4 levels are connected to the 10 sphirot. Here on the Yud, I have Keter, Chochma. Here I have Bina. Here I have 6 sphirot, which are Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Od, Yesod. And here it's Malchut. So if I count the 2 aspects where we have to work on and to make a good life, it's the Vav and the He. So I will have 6 here and 7 here. So the 7th level is Bat Sheva. Sheva means 7. And it's also called night, also called earth, also called Malchut, also called Ban. What I am doing to you like this is just to keep you, to let you know one thing, very important about Sod and when it's to Ben Ishchai, is to understand that sometimes the words can be different, but the concept is the same. From now, you have to keep in mind, when you have daughter, you have earth, you have night, you have land, you have Batsheva, you have Ban, you have Malchut, we are talking about the same thing. Or more easier, if you have a dream, and you dream about land, you dream about a daughter, you dream about night, you dream about something called Bana, Boni, Bina, Bona, Binu, all the names which have Ban, you know that your dream was connected to that aspect. This is a general rules. So don't be surprised when sometime we're going to talk about night. You keep in mind, when I see night, I see also land. It's the same thing. The same spirituality is ruling behind. So I will give you one information to help you. You know what is the color of this level? What is the color of this level? Who knows?
It's black.
Thank you. So it's black. So now you know exactly what is the spiritual aspect behind the level of blackness. It's Ban. And I can tell you something, in the very, very highest book of Kadosh, it said that that level, that name is the name of Geula. That's why everybody understands about Sod. They know that the tikkun of African peoples is the last one, which will bring us to see really the revelation of Mashiach. So now, if you want to understand about black people, what concept you have to study in Kabbalah, concept talking about night, talking about land, talking about Malchut, talking about Ban. Like this, you connect. Like this, you can find all the story of Nigeria in the Torah because you know now how to go to look and to see all the story of Zimbabwe, of Namibia in the Torah because you know what are the areas where you have to look after. You got me, Tzadikim, Ravanim? No question. So now let's continue. And he said, so this is also Bathsheba. Yeah. This is also Bathsheba. And he said, ושתי פעמים יעקב עולה שדד כמניין שתי פעמים בן. So now he start to say, he said, you know what? God called Yaakov 2 times. Yaakov, Yaakov. Is Yaakov. So Yaakov has for value 182. So God called him 2 times. So what is 2 times? It's 364. Right? He said, what's the connection between this and that? He said, simple. To get, to find 364, in that level, I have to multiply this by 7. And I also have 364. What does it mean? Why are you talking to me with numbers? I don't understand, Ben Ishai. Be simple. Talk to me straight. No. Keep in mind. We know that the Mathematica, the Gematriot in Torah, this is the food of the kings. This is the crown, the jewel of the crown. So what does it mean? How can we understand that God told Yaakov 2 times? Yaakov. Ben Ishai say, because Yaakov, it's like 7 times I say, ban. What does it mean? What does it bring to me? It's simple. Said, I read after explaining. He said, לכן, כיוון שאמר לו במראות הלילה שהוא בבחינת שם בן, לכן הוא אומר יעקב, שהוא מספר 7 פעמים בן, יסוד בת 7. He said, you know, we have to know that when God wants to talk to us, and I know that I'm talking with tzaddikim who have a very, very high level of spirituality. For sure, all of you have a moment in your life where you saw crazy things, or you really live an amazing experience of spirituality, being sure that you are surrounded by the holiness of God. It's happened to you. I can see it on your face. My question is, when did this moment happen to you? Because that day, you never forget that day. And if you are a real tzaddik, what you take? You take your block, your notes, and you say, on the Shabbat of last time, the last Shabbat, I saw that, I dream about that, I saw the sky opening, a voice coming from the sky talking to me. My question is, why this happened to you on a specific day, on a specific moment, on a specific hour, and a specific situations? This is the answer of the Ben Ishai here. He said, you know, God wanted to talk to Yaakov, but it was night. And God needs to connect you to the time which is surrounding you. What does it mean? If God wants to appear to you in the day, maybe we'll call you Abelyahu 1 time. But if God wants to appear to you in the night, maybe he call to you Eliyahu, to bring you in the middle of night. Basically, by calling Yaakov 2 times, God is connecting him to the timeline, to the moment, to the atmosphere where he is in now. That's why you will see that event, that crazy event that you keep in mind, that crazy dream that you keep in mind happens to you on specific day and specific time. And if you have the wisdom, you will see that that specific day, specific time was really deeply connected to the roots of your soul. This is why he called him Yaakov, Yaakov, in the middle of the night. And this helps you to understand also where are your strengths. Yaakov knows that if he took his name 2 times, he's connected himself to the name of the aspect of the night. So now when you will see in the pasuk of the Torah, Yaakov, you know that aspect surrounding him is something. But when you will see Yaakov, Yaakov, God wants to show us that now Yaakov is connected to the night. One gift for Rabbi Eliyahu. Rabbi Eliyahu, we have the same name. My name is Pinchas Eliyahu. You are Eliyahu. Eliyahu also, it's Gematria aspect 52. You are linked, connected to that name. If you have any kind of problem happen to you, just close your eyes, don't say any word, and imagine that letters. Yud, Vav, Dalet, He, He, Vav, Vav, He. You will be saved. Don't worry. You need something, you're missing something, close your eyes, think about that letters, try to see them in fire. You will see solution will come to you.
Thank you, Harav. This is a very deep lesson and highly technical. Actually, in my course of traveling around the communities in my country, almost all the heads of synagogue have a similar story. Not just the heads of synagogue, almost everybody that is coming to Torah have a similar story. And what is the story? I was going to church, and one day Hashem told me that I should practice Torah. I should practice the Old Testament. I should not practice the New Testament. So there are a lot of revelations among the people here. But each time I will be asking, why is it that the people are interested in this faith? They are interested because according to them, according to all of us, majority of us, Hashem spoke to us, Hashem directed us. Even when it is not too sweet here, no rabbi to guide us, the religion is not very beautiful, we tie ourselves to it because of the conviction that it is not our choice as such, but it was due to a revelation that each and every one of us is in the faith. So what we are saying now, I think is true. It's true. We were not converted by preachers, set of preachers who preached to us very well, told us beautiful things about the faith. That is why we joined the faith. No, majority of us, any community you go, quietly ask the leader, how did you become a Jew? How did you start practicing Torah? He will tell you. So at a point in my life, the Almighty revealed himself to me, told me this, told me that. Oh, so that is it, the situation here, Rabbi. Thank you for your lecture.
Welcome, Rabbi Okuma. I will maybe give you one thing, something which can maybe give answers. 1 second. You know, it's like this. when the same story happened to the same people of the same community, which shows different things regarding the connection that people have want to ensure in the community. Basically, all the Nigerian, all the Igbos, they came from the same roots. That's why every time things happen to you in that same way, like this, you understand. Okay, the raise is good.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay, you take a photo of it.
Yeah.
Send to us.
Yeah. I
Okay.
said.
All right.
It's like this. Let's take a few minutes to understand something. The name of your country, let's do the three countries we have tonight. You have Nigeria. I know that the tzaddikim of Nigeria are connecting to the brain, mochin of Abba and Ima, which is very, very high. So I know that they are something, they are the Niger of the Ya. What is Niger? I have 50, I have 10, I have 3, I have 200. 200 and 670, 63. So we know that Ya it's 50, but let's keep 50 on the side, right? Because 50, I know it's Mochin. It's Chochma Binadat, it's Ya, it's it's Yud K, it's Abba and Ima. But what aspect of Abba and Ima is inside of you? It's Niger. If I take Niger and I make it, let's say, to see the incarnation in our world, in our earth, I use one technique in gematria called Atbash. When I do the Atbash of Niger, what do I find? I find Dvorah. What is Dvorah? It's the prophet, fighter, leader of the Jewish community. But it's also Biz. My friend, Dvorah, it's Biz. Dvorah. Wait, I will translate this. One second. That was the translation. Yes, B. Dvorah, it's B. So when I see the Adbash of Niger, Ya, let's say Niger, say Dvorah, it's B. The Adbash give me B. But when I take the regular number, one word comes also in the gematria, it's Raglecha. what is raglecha? You feet. What do I understand from that? Very, very important. When you know what is the B in the sod, you understand where you are connected. I know that you are people who are very, very sensitive to prophecy, to visions, to gilui. Why? Because you're rooted in the mochin, and also the bees of Asper Dvorah is prophecy. So I know exactly where you're strong and where you're weak. Why? Because I have the member, which one your spirituality is rooted on. And this means a lot. This is the names also of the fest. Regalim. This is also the name of the physical part. This is also the name of maybe where you're going to be stronger. So just by taking the name of your country, we do understand that you will have the same way to receive revelations, which is Raglech Alex. I was walking to the church. You will not be caught by being sitting. You will not be caught by being swimming. You will not be caught by I don't know what. Just when you start to walk, I'm pretty sure all of you, you are great workers. When you want to have calm and to make a kind of body do it, you start to walk. You feel that your legs are to walk because like this, you feel that spirituality is coming. And I'm pretty sure that all the Christians of Nigeria, they brought the situation of praying by walking. You got to do that. God, they walk. Why? Aglecha. The strength is here. That's why you're caught always by walking in that place. And after, what is the B? The B, it's simple. It's something crazy. It's taking something from the plant, it's eating it, it's entering inside of his body. His body is not kosher, but what comes out from his body will be kosher. Why? It's hard to understand how is it possible for us to eat honey coming out from a non-kosher animal. That's why all of you are not like other people who, when they are not in their roots of Judaism, they just go away in other kind of life without putting spirituality. You can be in other kind of spirituality, like the bee. The animal is not kosher. But what is inside of you, it's kosher. That's why when you walk this, that's what reminds you, and how you receive it, even if you are serving the Christian as, you know what? Your inner is kosher. That's why you can be eaten. But I have to catch you when you're going to walk and remind you that don't look at your clothes, look at your inner aspect. And what will happen from that moment, the brain starts to react. Just like this.
Aram, you also mentioned the aspect of you say you are not going to treat it. But there is this, our country, the Igbos and the people that are related to them, up to about, I don't know the population, I think it's up to 50 million people in Nigeria. If they are in a city, in an event, when you greet them, like we say, Igbo Kwenu, all of them will say, yeah. What I'm saying, my classmates here, they understand.
You are right, my teacher, you are right. You are right.
When you say Orobo Wado, they will say, yeah. Those that speak Igbo and those that don't speak Igbo, that are related, we are related. Let me use the word Biafra here, within the region of the old Biafra. That is what everybody responds. We met them doing this. My father, their father, our ancestors, that is just how they respond. But they don't know, they don't, even not for Torah now, they don't even know what Yah is to them. But when you greet in a city of maybe 2, 3 people or 20 or 500 people in an event, marriage, When you say Igbo Queen, everybody will say, yeah. Kwezenu, yeah. So, Rabbi, we are really touched with this teaching.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi Okuma. This, I keep it when I will be lucky to put my feet on your lens, holy lens. I will say that secret. That's why I don't say it. But I know already. I checked. This I just give you what we can discuss now. But I know. That's why you deserve to be the biggest community in Africa. Talking about Judaism. You are the eldest because your place is in the brain of father and mother, which is Yud K. And on many things, when you will not be inside, we're talking about Judaism, things will not move. People need you to be, because we see the brain, the mochim. It's not a mistake when God made that 50 million people being rooted in one culture of Judaism. You are the strongest, the powerful, the eldest in many aspects. This is rooted here. But these secrets, I keep it a little bit for me. We will see it after. So let's go back in the text. So he said, talk to Yaakov. Next time I will do Zimbabwe and Namibia. Like this, I want to move on the text and to let the women study in 20 minutes. So bring it there on Tuesday. I will do Namibia and Zimbabwe. I have a thing to tell it. And he said, what's happened now? He said Yaakov was called 2 times because what God wanted to call him in the middle of the night. And if he called in the middle of the night, he need to call him to he need to pass into the aspects surrounding him. But they say Yaakov, Yaakov, because Yaakov, it's 7 times ban. And then he said, okay. עוד יובן סדר דשמיא, קראו יעקב, כי בכל שם יש מספר 2 שילובים. כי בכל שם יש מספר 2 שילובים. הוויה עדנות ועדנות הוויה. הוא מספר הכל עולה שסד, כדי לשמור אותו ב4 שילובים אלו שבשם יעקב. מן השטן שהוא מספר שדד, כי דרר השטן יקטחק בשעת סכנה, יציאת אדם לדרך, ובפחד בירידתו למצרים. So he said, the second reason why God called him 2 times Yaakov. He said because of that. He said, when you say Yaakov 2 times, Yaakov, we said it brings us to the numerical value of 364. We said, let me check. Said like this. It said in each name we have 2 levels. Why? Because we talk about night and day. So in the aspect we have Vav, Hey. Vav, it's day. Hey, it's night. I will explain in a few minutes. When it's day, it's Yud K Vav K. When it's night, it's Adonai. We know that this aspect work together. What does it mean? I have this aspect in that aspect and this aspect in that aspect. If I explain, in the level of a day, I have Yud Ke Vav Ke and Adonai, which is basically 65 plus 26, which is 91. In the aspect of a night, also have 65 plus 26, 99, 91. Also in the Yaakov, which is connected to the upper part, I have also the same thing, 91 and 91. So if I do 91 plus 91 plus 91 plus 91, what do I have? 364. This seems to be odd, but it's easy. I will explain to you. He said you have to keep in mind that this is the way to be protected. Why? Because the name Satan, sorry, Satan, it's also Gematria 364. So what does it mean? He said God called him 2 times by including instead of each time called the Yichud, the connection Avaya Adonai, Avaya Adonai, Avaya Adonai, Avaya Adonai. What does it mean? He said to protect him in all his way. Why? When a man goes out, he's in danger. And that danger basically put him in a bad situation with the big accusator. And that accusator is called Satan. So how do you protect Yaakov from the Satan? The Satan is 364. Okay, I call you 2 times, and in each name I put 2 times Avaya Adonai, Avaya Adonai. Like this, you will be protected in all the direction, in all the way. That's why I call him 2 times. Like this, he can go down to Mitzrayim without being in danger. This is what the Ben Ish Chai said, why he called him 2 times. But just to explain it to you very good, when he called him Yaakov and Yaakov, how it comes that you have day, night, because this Yaakov, let's make it simple, is connected to Vav. This Yaakov connected to He. This Yaakov is sky. This Yaakov is Eretz. So let's see. Now I'm going inside of Eretz. Let's say inside of, let's make it easy, not to say sky, Eretz. Let's say day, night. So now I'll go inside of the night. In the night, I have the day of the night and the night of the night. This is why we need to be protected every time. I cannot take the risk not to be protected in the night of the night. So if I say I'm in the night, I have the day of the night and the night of the night. And after I say I want protection, the protection is to connect the 2 names of God. Why? Because I know that Yud Ke Vav Ke, it's masculine, connected to day. I don't know it's feminine, connected to night. So I connect both of them. I have Yud, Aleph, He, Dalet, Vav, Nun, He, Yud. This is the combination which create 91. So what do? I need to bring it inside of the day of the night and the night of the night. And after I go in the day, the upper Yaakov. And also in that Yaakov I have day and night, and also the day of the day and the night of the night. So I have 2 times this combination also. Here, 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 and here. That's why you protect someone by protecting him in these two aspects and all the differences you have inside of this aspect. Why? Because the Satan is complete like this. He is fighting. Let's take an example, not fighting, but where you can have to work. Let's say your name is Okuma Shmuel. So what's happened? I have Okuma Shmuel. I go in Shmuel. Instead of Shmuel, I have Shmuel and Okuma Shmuel. Inside of Okuma, I have Okuma and Okuma Shmuel. So I need to protect all the four entities. This is always the way to protect yourself from the Satan, because he is acting in the globality and in the particularities. That's why God called Yaakov 2 times. We still not understand why and how this brings us to understand why we have to worship God before Kachma. Let's read one word. And he said, ואתה נראה לי בסייעתא דשמיא, מה שבחר אתה לראות בשם יעקב, לקרוא בשם יעקב, ידוע, שכתבו המקובלים בפסוק, ויפגעו במקום, ויעקב אם הכולל אותיות כפו, בבניין מקום, עד כאן דבריהם, והנה ישראל משולבים בשלושה מדרגות של הקדושה, שהם כהנים, לוויים, ישראלים, ושילוש זה הוא שלמות שלהם, כמו שאמרו אבותינו זיכרונם לברכה, ברור רחמנא, דאב אוריין, תליטא, דאם תליטא, ידוע שישראל נקראים גוי גדול, כמו שנאמר השם יתברא לאברהם אבינו, ואשאך לגוי גדול, וכתיב ויהי שם גוי גדול, וכתיב כי מי גוי גדול אשר לו אלוהים, קוראים אליו כן, והנה שלושה פעמים גוי גדול, כנגד הכהנים לוויים לישראלים, עולה מספר כפו כמניין יעקב, עם האותיות שהוא סוד כפול מספר מקום. So now, I'm going to explain. It's technical today, but sometimes we need to bring our brain to be hot, to follow. If Ben Ishchai make that choice now, it's for a purpose. We're going to see it during the day of the next time. So I said, the second question we had was, why do you call him Yaakov once you have already give to him a new name, Israel? Call him Israel. What do you change again? He said, simple. We know that the secret of the people of Israel the people of Israel is that we have three levels. We have the level of Kohanim, at the level of Leviim, and the level of Israel. And Ishmael said, we know that all this story, when God appears to Yaakov, he said he appears to him in that place. What is the name for place in Hebrew? Makom. Makom, it's gematria. $186. So I said, we know also that Yaakov also is gematria 186. But to understand, we have to add one more information. He said, when God blessed Abraham, He said, I will make from you and your descendant a Goy Gadol, a big people. So Goy Gadol, Goy eats. Gadol. Isso equal 61. So he said that blessing that we received from God, it was to make a Goy Gadol from Cohen, Goy Gadol from Levi, and Goy Gadol from Israel, the first level. So if I take 3 times Goy Gadol, I find 186. So why is God called Yaakov and not Israel? Because in the name Yaakov, things are already written. That is not in the aspect of being Yaakov, being under, let's say, under curse. No, everything is rooted inside of him. Because his name is Makom. His name is also the name of God, Makom. So if Yaakov is the gematria of 3 times Goy Gadol, it's not a problem. And he said, based on that, according to the halacha, we are allowed to use the name Yaakov, because it was a real question. If God said to you, change your name, so what do you keep to your previous name? He said, no, because from the very beginning, when God gave the blessing to Abraham to say you will be a Goy Gadol, a great people, so if you apply this term, Goy Gadol, to Kohanim, Levim, Israel, you see that 3 times this is Gematria Yaakov. So it doesn't mean that you go back by calling Yaakov Yaakov. We are allowed to call him Yaakov, because from that moment already, we at our top level, we are already blessed inside. Let's stop here to let the woman there reboot. Next time we're going to finish it. We have just one small paragraph and we're going to start the halachot. We still don't know why this is important for us to understand, in order to know what is the secret of the worship before Kachma. But let's be patient. We'll see it next time. Ezrat Hashem. Any question?
Yeah, I have a simple question, Rabbi.
Yeah.
The word goy and can they be used interchangeably?
The Zohar Kadosh say no. Why? Because by using that words, we are quoting specific kind of people of the world. When we use, basically, let's say, when we use Am is connected to a level smaller when we talk about quantity or spiritual roots. If your roots are small, you are Am. If your roots are very high and big, you are called Goy. So this is the first level.
Oh.
After, when you have the level of Goy and Am, it's like this. I will just for you, because you asked. We know that this means a lot. We know that this arm is Abraham. This one is Yitzchak. On the side of Abraham, which is close to the Kedusha, what comes after? Ishmael and Mitzrayim. And from them you have other Amim, other people. But the Goy, it's on the left side, we have Yitzchak. On the top, you have Yaakov from ear to ear. And on the bottom part, you have Esav. In Esav's part, you have Amalek. So you have Esav, Amalek in that part. and say all the countries or the people coming after them, we call them goy. So from my knowledge, we know that, I mean, they are here. Basically, they are more connected to the sweeter aspect. We'll find more easily Israel being in a very good relationship with the people connected to that side. And this guy, it's here. That's why we tie the tefillin in that arm, because they are the strongest to fight. So this is, we're gonna say the tradition. This is two different terms who basically give to us different definition about what kind of people we have in front of us. Baruch Adonai Olam, Amen ve'amen.
Amen. Rabbi, I have a question. Rabbi.
Yeah.
But the question is not from this limud, Rabbi. You taught us in one of the limud that yes. Rabbi, you taught us in one of the limud that when someone does brit milah, the person gets nefesh. Then when someone does the bar mitzvah, the person gets the roah.
Yeah.
So in our Torah Study Center yesterday, because we've discussed it in the Torah Study Center, so a question came up that one of them asked me a question telling me that he did not do his bar mitzvah and he is more than 20 years. So that he would like to know if he can be able to have a bar mitzvah. He said, so when he asked me, I told him that I will consult you. Even a lot of people started saying that they did not do their bar mitzvah. Even my dad told me that he will know that we are Christians before, but now he is a Jew. That's from the rabbi. If issues of ladies have that concept, from what I know, that ladies don't have bat mitzvah. But I also want to know if you can throw more light about that so that I can communicate to them. To that rabbi.
To that Rabbi Israel for your question. So here's the answer, Bezrat Hashem. You have to provide for them a day where they will all do their bar mitzvah. It's important. What is bar mitzvah? What we have to find. First of all, they have to do aliyah to the Torah. What is aliyah to the Torah? You have to choose a day where you know that we read in the Torah. Monday, Thursday, Shabbat. After, you have to celebrate for them. What is to celebrate for them? Meal, seudah. And they have to know, because
yes,
if they want to do it on their real Hebrew dates, it's better. But if you don't have the date in Hebrew, choose one good day. It can be let's say to Bishvat, it can be in Purim, a day where basically we celebrate and they can remember them. And you will see, we will do, you announce it, we will do your bar mitzvah on that day. How it's happened? First of all, they have to go on the Torah. Second, if they can straight to read inside, it's better, but it's not obliged. Second, you have to have a meal. Third, but this is the most important, they have to tie the tefillin. Because on the bar mitzvah, this is what brings you to be a man. You tie the tefillin for the first time, and you put the tie for the first time. So if they are used to do that, it's not a problem. If they are not used, provide for them tefillin, and that they will tie them for the first time at this moment. And the most important thing of all, they have to prepare a speech about one divrei Torah. Why? Because on bar mitzvah you receive the ruach. What is the ruach? The wind. Where it comes from? The mouth. That's why the drash, the speech of Torah
Yes, Rabbi.
of the bar mitzvah is the most important thing. According to what he's gonna say, to the chidush, to the new thing he's gonna bring,
Yes.
it will be also the level of the ruah he's gonna receive. So based on that, we are the 4 things I have to do.
Yeah.
First of all, choose a date for all of the people, Aliyah Torah, Anachat Tfilin, and also Drash. That Drash is the most important.
Yes,
Let them know that they have to take 5-10 minutes, they have to make a speech where they talk about one concept they know. And the highest will be their speech, the highest will be the ruah they're going to receive on that day. But you have to provide for all of them bar mitzvah. And also, for the woman, yes, you do the same thing. You don't need to make specific mitzvot, just you tell to the woman to celebrate on their side by making a meal and say, this day will be the bar mitzvah for all the women who want to celebrate the bat mitzvah. You have the meal. Also, they have between women to provide for each of them for Dvar Torah, speech. Because the speech is the element that will give your connection to the level of Ruach.
Rabbi, I went out of network. I will still consult you for more explanations, Rabbi, on how it will be done.
Look at the video. At the end of the video I will put, you will see all the other answers. But you have to provide also the bat mitzvah by letting the woman making seuda, and also each of them have to make a dibur.
Yes, Rabbi.
Baruch
Yes,
Adonai. Amen.
Amen. Amen. To that, Rabbi. May Hashem bless you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you very much, Adiki.
תודה הרב.
תודה רבי אלפרד, תודה רבי חנן, תודה רבי אליהו, תודה רבי דין, תודה רבי ויקטור ישראל. See you soon, בעזרת השם.
Shalom, shalom, Rabbi.
שלום.
Leila Tov.
לילה טוב, ביי.